Hey there, so I got this very late package in the mail. It literally came on the boat because I picked the cheapest shipping possible. And my birthday's in December, and it is now, what is it? It is April 12th. So yeah, it took the slow route. When it comes to the boats, okay, if they ask if you want like the boat shipping or the air shipping, yes, there is definitely a price difference, but also the amount of time that it takes to get over here is incredibly longer. So with that, plus the stuff in the news recently, of which there is, again, so much, I decided, why not open up some of these international products because they came in the mail. So these products, we have 3 different countries represented here. We have these, which are from Korea. We have, I believe this is from Japan. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's from this came in the box with the Pokemon Center stuff. This is from Pokemon Center Japan as well. And then these 2 are Chinese. So again, we have a lot of different products here, and they weren't that hard for me to get because of globalization. So let's open up the first most boring thing, because as we learned last time, this will just be a bunch of Pop Rocks and then 1 sticker. Last time we got a Totodile sticker, which was really cute. And honestly, I think it's better than the ones that come in the packs of this candy that are more of a pouch. It's like more of a pouch, where this one obviously has the tin, which is neat. I don't know why it's shaped like a coffin. I said that last time. I'll say it again. Unknown why they chose this shape. Interesting shape for a candy. Never seen coffin shaped candy, but I have been bringing it to school and everybody loves it. The adults love it. The kids love it. It's great. Okay, so in this we have, again, striking popping candy from Korea, and it comes with a sticker like this. So if you're curious what flavors are they, here are all the flavors. Again, these are Pop Rocks, and here is the information in case you're wondering. And then we open up our coffin and we see our Pop Rocks, and then somewhere in here is our sticker. Let's see if we can find it. It's a Where's Waldo situation, because I feel like I saw it by now with the other one. Let's see. Oops. Where is it? I'm going to feel kind of foolish if you see it before me, because I have a feeling you probably have seen it before me. Where is it? Come on now. Where's the... There it is, right in front of my face. Ooh, Espeon. So we got an evolution here. That's nice. So that's just on the plastic. But it's just a sticker. It's like a nice metallic-y sticker for 24 karat gold plating metal sticker with some information at the bottom. That Totodile one was amazing though. Like this, I know people love the evolutions, but my goodness, that Totodile one was cute. And here again, I want to say I love cola flavored candy, and I wish America had cola flavored candy. Every other place in the world has cola flavored candy, and even though we invented it, that's not like a popular flavor. And you may be thinking, well, what about the Coca-Cola Haribo? Well, Haribo is not American, it is German. So there goes your point. Okay, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I wanted to get that out of the way early because it's a big, literally physically very large thing, and there's only one thing that I was really interested in, which was, what sticker are we going to get? Because I am an adult. And those are the types of questions that I ask myself in 2025, because the world is collapsing, and so we have to find some light somewhere. Let's open this one next. some kind of capsule. It has Mew in it, obviously. I know a lot of people, sorry, my finger, wow, that was a problem. I know a lot of people love Mew, but I don't know. I'm not sure why. Because of the movie, probably. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay. Okay, what have we got here? We have the instructions that look like the old video game, like Game Boy. Oh, they have signs. Okay, I did buy this. I couldn't remember if I bought this or not. But they have like signs next to them. I was gonna say they're sleeping, but only one is kind of sleeping. That's cute. Like that old retro style there. Again, like they didn't have to be this creative, and look at that warning symbol. That's hilarious. Even though it's about children choking. That Pac-Man choice there was interesting. But yeah, they do like really nice, like they put more effort into stuff than I feel like American designers do sometimes. No shade. All tea, baby. So we'll look at that in Google Translate. Let's just open this up and have Mew judging us. Mewtwo judging us. Look at that face. Look at that face. So he's gonna judge us while we open up and waste our adult money as the economy goes into a recession. Oh, that's not... Okay, I got it. Might as well have fun while it lasts, baby. Oh my gosh. This is just blunder after blunder. Okay, so we have our sign, whatever this says. Yep, whatever that says. And then we have our Mew, and he will just judge our pulls. And then we have this capsule, which will go over there. And then let's make a whole background here because I have these two as well. And then we'll open up the cards, the Chinese stuff. So we're still, we've opened up the Korean things. Now we're opening up Japanese. That's Japanese, this Japanese. And then we have our Chinese, sorry. So I already have one of these. I opened up earlier. Spoiler alert. I got the blue one, Vaporeon. And you can get these. It's a blind box, so you can get any one of them. So hopefully we don't get double. That's all I'm hoping for. But let's find out because my luck is not wonderful. So let's see. Yay, we got something different. Okay, we got Rowlet. And, okay, so it's the same kind of packaging as before where you need to open up each of the compartments. There, that was so much easier that time. Okay, we have this, which will go in here. And then we have our little owl, little Hoot Hoot. It's not really a hoot. There's a character called Hoot Hoot. This is an owl. Rowlet. Okay, a lot less judgmental, more happy right there. And then let's do our last one, which is this terrarium kind of thing. And it has information about the characters. So before I did this, I looked at it with Google Translate. And something that I learned was that I guess Leafeon here, the evolution, evolution, you know what I'm saying. Apparently they can create clean air, which is sweet. That's a very thoughtful power up. Okay, let's see what we have got in here. What terrarium do we have today? I think it's Miss Leafeon. So we're going to have clean air. Thank goodness, with all of the regulations that are just, and laws just being thrown out the window by the Trump administration, we can all use a little bit more fresh air in our lives for the amount of time that we are able to. So let's construct our little terrarium here. This has a flat bottom. This has a flat bottom. So we're just gonna do that. And yes, I probably should have put this. Look how tiny that is. Dang, okay. Not that that's a bad thing. It's just I almost didn't see it. So yes, I probably should have put everything on there and then put it in the ball, but you live and you learn, okay? So here we are. Wait, does it have a, it does have a picture. Remember we saw it. Okay. So, okay, I see the trees go in the back, like so. And then the little flower goes in the front, like this. And then we have Leafy on, just chilling. Something interesting is that this has a little, like, way to make it fit, right? Like, to not move around. But the other ones, like most of these Japanese little figures and blind boxes that I've seen, they don't have a way to like make them stay in their position, which is, I guess, good because you can make it look how you want it to. But it's also like if the desk was knocked or something, it would just fly away. Not that this is super secure, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so we'll put this in here like so, and then we'll put the cap on. Cute. We got 3 different, I almost said animals, you know what I'm saying, Pokemon. So we're throwing those boxes off to the side. And we also have our little Espeon that goes with our little Leafeon. And then before we get to this, let's open up this. So I got this just cause it was like $20, I think, from Poke Unlimited. And they ship fast. They ship fast, and it's good quality stuff, so I've enjoyed it so far. Let's see what we got here. I think it's going to come with a tin. I think this is a tin, and then I think it's going to come with a couple packs and maybe sleeves and a promo. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I wonder why. Oh, I guess to protect this. Why isn't the girl? Is it a blind box? It is a blind box. They keep getting me with this and my lack of understanding traditional or any Chinese. Who am I kidding? Simplified or traditional. I don't know Chinese. What am I talking about? Okay. We got ourselves a promo with some kind of Pokemon that I don't know if I've ever seen it. I probably have seen it before, but I don't know. Okay, so we got this guy. Why is he frowning? He's on the phone. That's a phone, I think. And he's frowning, and he has cool shoes. And then there's like a diagram of maybe this guy. Interesting, okay. Is it related to Flygon? Okay, how does this open? Huh? Oh, okay. Pay attention, right? Okay, so it goes like that. And then it comes off. Wow. Okay, that's cool. Didn't expect that. That's creative. Okay, so it's metal all the way around, but then it's like this plastic bit is popped in there. So that way you can have a slide-on lid. That's nice. I've never seen that before. And it comes with the sleeves of this guy, whoever this guy is. I don't know. Unknown at this time. So we'll put that in here. Yep. And we'll put that on top. And then we'll put this. Like, so. And then what does it come with? It comes with this pack. That's pretty neat. Look at all those evolutions on there. And then this one. And then Fusion Strike. That's about the extent of my knowledge. And I'm sure it's not. Somebody will say, it's not Fusion Strike, it's whatever. Okay, you're right. Okay. So let's open up this. I have no idea what we're looking for. We're just looking for fun cards. For here, we're looking for Captain Pikachu. I have 2 more boxes of this. I'm looking for that Pikachu. So we will see. Not just any Pikachu, the Captain Pikachu. Once you see it, you will, hopefully we will see it and you'll know what I'm talking about. As soon as you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Let's just go with Fusion Strike, and then let's do the, evolutions last. So again, these are Chinese. You can see because it has the C for Chinese. So even if you don't, if it's hard to tell the difference, between Japanese and Chinese, in the different versions, it always has a C on it, and it will on the cards too. And I've already said this before, but just in case you haven't seen the other video, just saying it again. Okay, let's see. We have whatever evolves from a Dewpider or whatever. Again, we see that there is a letter C to help us know that this is Chinese. And the backs of the Chinese cards are just like ours. Again, I already said that in the other video, but just in case you're new here, we got this Hopip. We have this very thoughtful Panda Jam or something along those lines. We got a Phalanx, and an Altaria or whatever, Altaria, I think. And so this holo is different from what we normally have on the American cards with the fighting reverse holo. That's cool. Okay, next. So I haven't talked about tariffs or anything at all this whole time. Because I'm trying to enjoy having the products from other places. Look at this claymation dude. Look at that clay. Sand True, I think. Cute. We got this one that was recently introduced to Pokemon Go. We have this one, which is like this one, this reverse holo, but psychic. Yep. Deoxys. Okay, we got a V card, an Inteleon, and this girl, this adventure girl. And then we got this guy, Cramorant, but it's has a gasoline tank at the back. And a pressure cooker. I feel like that's a weapon. But I'm not joking. That looks like a pressure cooker and some gasoline. That's a choice. Okay, and then we have this Evolutions pack, and then we're gonna be on the hunt for Captain Pikachu. Let's see. This one. Can't tell you what. I have not the slightest clue as to what that is. We have this Voltorb art that I have seen before, and it's not my fave. And we got the Slack King. That's a pretty cool one. I haven't seen that artwork before. Golem. And then this ball. What is this ball? What is that? Unknown. That's for later. Okay. Again, they have a terrorist device here. What the hell is that? I don't even understand that. The world that we live in, man, you can't have that on there. That's too on the nose. Last one is the Gemstones, Chinese Pokemon cards, Gemstones. We are looking for the Captain Pikachu card. It'll be it's a full art where he's standing with the trainer. A lot of these cards are very repetitive. We've opened this, I think we've opened at least 2 boxes. We've opened at least 2 boxes at this point. But I'm still on the hunt for that Pikachu. Because one box is like between $30 and $40, so it's not that crazy of a price. But the card, the Captain Pikachu card is real expensive, I think. So, I don't know what this is about. I don't know. We're just going to do it like that. Okay. So as we look for this Captain Pikachu card, I can finally kind of focus on, I'm 20 minutes in. I can kind of focus on the task at hand here, which is our boy, Mr. Trump, and his impulsivity. Do you know in the old movies where you have a bully on the schoolyard, right? And there's this little asshole of a child. I hate to say that, but assholes do grow up into being adults, right? And so those people were probably assholes as children, and it's very rare. That's very rare, but there are some people who are just unpleasant their whole life. And I'm thinking of specifically in A Christmas Story where there's that bully, right? And they twist people's arm, literally twist people's arms, and are say uncle, right? Just butt heads, their whole lives, right? And why are they doing that? For power and control. Like literally, I don't know if I've gotten that one. Maybe. I've opened a lot of these packs, but that looks new to me. But not what we're looking for. Yeah, and that person who says, you know, uncle, like the only reason why he has power is because people are afraid of him, right? And therefore they kind of just put their head down and hope that they don't get the spotlight, because once you get the spotlight, then you're in trouble. Once he has power over you, you're screwed, because he's going to just thrive off of that. It's like blood in the water for a shark, right? Like they're coming. They can sense it. Now, Donald Trump is like a little boy. And I think I've come to the conclusion after years of teaching only boys, like literally at an all-boys school, I've come to the conclusion that I think that men are always children. Because like a fart joke is hilarious to like a 5-year-old child, and also hilarious for any 5-year-old child, but especially boy children. And then, I'll take that. And then you have, you know, a 60-year-old man who also might find fart jokes to be pretty funny. Like, there's a lot of similarities between old men and young men. And when it comes to like sex stuff and jokes and stuff, like, it's not really funny to the women. Like, we're like, but it's fine, whatever. But man, they laugh at the same stuff. Like, there's a lot of similarities and continuities across the male lifespan, it seems like. No shade. I'm just pointing this out, because when it comes to somebody like Donald Trump, who you'd think, you know, he's not a super old man, but he is an old man, right? And he is the most powerful person in the world for the second time. You know, you'd think, we got a full art, and it's not the one that I wanted, but I'll take it. I believe this means that we are not going to hit the Captain Pikachu, which is unfortunate, but it's fine. I'll take it. It's a beautiful card. So, along with that, is that he's very impulsive. Like, he does not think things through, clearly. And he doesn't even express these things to the other people around him. Because when people were asked, like when the Treasury Secretary was asked about what these tariffs were and when they're going to stop and all this stuff, man, he said, I don't know, like a million times. And good for him for not lying, because a lot of people lie a lot and just kiss Donald Trump's butt and show fealty to him, which is disgusting. It's like, where's your dignity, man? Self-respect goes a long way. But yeah, it's so impulsive. And then he uses his words wrong. Like, he kept saying, it's a reciprocal tariff, it's a reciprocal tariff. And as soon as it came out, you're like, okay, that's clearly not a reciprocal tariff. Like, 90%, no one has a 90% tariff against the United States of America. That's stupid. And so he's not even talking about tariffs. He's talking about trade deficits, because he hasn't taken an econ class probably ever, but especially not recently, because we are a modern world. We are globalized, and it is okay for somebody else to have a comparative advantage in making an item. That helps both of us. If we can make forks better, okay, so going back to like high school economics. Hold on, my dog needs to go. So if we go back to high school economics for a second, there's this thing called comparative advantage. Okay, or at least macroeconomics. There's this thing called a comparative advantage. Comparative advantage is that I have the comparatively speaking advantage of producing an item, and you have the comparative advantage of another item. So let's say, you know, everybody wants forks and knives and spoons. Obviously, not every country uses forks, knives, and spoons, but stick with me, okay? When this happens, when you have comparative advantage, we understand that, hey, maybe it's best if we use our resources to not all make the same thing. right? We all want forks, knives, and spoons. But what if instead of put all of the evolutions together, how about that? Yeah. How about if you are really good at making spoons, how about I don't make spoons? How about I use my resources to make knives? Because maybe I'm really good at making knives. Like I have the infrastructure, which again, Mr. Trump has completely forgotten about the concept, I suppose. We have the infrastructure, we have the resources, and we have the ability to make it more efficiently than everyone else. So that is what we're going to specialize in. There is nothing wrong with having a specialty. And again, when we're talking about the world economy, it is actually good to have people have their specialties, because that means that is going to be cheaper for all of us to have if they specialize in it and they perfect that. Okay, it's similar, it's not the same, but it's reminiscent of the assembly line, right, at a factory. If somebody is boring as hell, but if somebody is just like, if all they do all day is put on the nuts and bolts for the, or I guess just this bolt, I guess, for the tires on the cars, if that's all they do all day long, they are going to be very efficient at it because they don't have to switch between tasks, which automatically is going to make it so that you are going to lose some time. So that's why it happens. Now, again, that is like, there are so many reasons why we shouldn't have, or we shouldn't, let's say, I don't want to say shouldn't have, but shouldn't rely on wanting factories in our country. Like, that's boring. I like using my brain. I like it. No, again, no shade for people who work in factories. Like, you do you. If you love it, then you love it, and that's great. And I like to use my brain, and just doing the same thing over and over again is boring. And I really am not interested in that. Again, no shade. To each their own. But no, thank you. And if you ask people, like, do you want to work in a factory? I'm pretty sure most people are going to say no, unless they live in a factory town and they remember the good old days of the freaking Ford, boom, and being able to afford a car when you couldn't afford, like, again, that was good. But the Rust Belt is the Rust Belt for a reason, and it's been that way for a very long time, because it is cheaper to make stuff overseas, which means that it's cheaper for us to buy those products, which means that life is more affordable. Plus, we are more educated now, so more people can have jobs where they use their brain instead of just like that video that went around the internet where the girl was just like doing something really, really boring, and that absolutely could have been replaced by a robot in 2 seconds. Like, people don't want that job. Like, if you want that job, man, that's boring. I don't understand why somebody would want that job. I really don't understand. The other thing is, I mean, again, this is so multifaceted. Another thing is that, again, it's just treating people with disrespect and being rude and messing with people's money. And I always say that you cannot mess with people's money or their food, because people will revolt. Like, people will pitch a fit. There's a lot of things that you can do to people, but if you mess with their money or their pay, it's the same thing, or their food, you're going to have a really hard time. If you are the leader and you promise your people overtime and then they don't get it, you just mess with their money, you're going to have a bad time. If you mess with people's food, like you're responsible for making sure that everybody gets lunch that day and you fuck it up, guess what? You're going to have a bad time because you weren't able to do the bare minimum for your people. Finally, the last thing that I'll say about this topic so I can end the video is, again, infrastructure. It takes a long time to build a factory. A long time. And when you're talking about chips and stuff, computer chips and stuff, that is really, really complicated. I'd highly recommend that you look up a video of like Linus Tech Tips. I feel like a couple years ago at this point, probably, he went over to Taiwan, I should say, sorry, Taiwan, and went to a factory and he toured it, and it was amazing. And it shows you how incredibly difficult these things are to make and how important the little details are. You cannot rush this. We do not have factories that can just instantaneously be switched over. If we go back in World War II, like if we go back in time and we look at World War II and how the factories were switched over from making, for instance, regular cars to making Jeeps for the US government, that took some time. Like, I don't know how long, but I'm sure it was a couple months at least. And that was for war and killing Nazis. Like, that was a high urgency thing. As I said before, the only good that Nazi is a dead Nazi. So, like, you know, everyone was for that. Everyone was for banding together to kill the Nazis. Guess what? There's no reason to do that right now. There's nothing. We are being made a fool of by the person who's in charge because he doesn't understand basic stuff. He doesn't understand how you treat people. He doesn't understand how we have mutual relationships with people. He doesn't understand that soft power is the best kind of power because he's a man. I think men think the word soft is inherently horrible. But guess what? It isn't. Put a woman in charge, you'll see so much difference in this way of living and this philosophy. Soft power is genius. Having our economies interconnected and having this built-in, mutually assured destruction for the economy is genius. For a person who's impulsive and short-sighted and very elementary, like Mr. Trump, he doesn't see that. He can't see it. He cannot see the long term. He cannot see that he's ruining everything. He's just thinking right now, I want it now. Just like a little kid. Just basically he's Veruca Salt. I guess I'll leave it with that. Yeah, that kind of checks out. But no, it's giving him too much credit. Veruca was not an idiot, was she? Didn't she give Willy Wonka, if we're talking about Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, the old movie, didn't she like say he should change some things? And it was not dumb. I don't remember. Anyway, he acts like a child. His lack of understanding of the future is like a child. His short-sightedness and money, and thinking that if my money doesn't make me more money is a problem, is elementary and basic. It's okay to have your money build things and not necessarily get a monetary return. And I think that's the biggest problem of this administration. And we're not even 100 days in, baby. It is horrible in so many different ways. Yeah, so I'm going to get these international products for as long as I can because they're fun and I enjoy seeing another part of the world and seeing the perspective and seeing how things are different. And I like that. And that's the way humans should be. Is curious about others and wanting to build bridges and not destroy them intentionally with a chainsaw. So that's that one. So happy and fun. Okay. And we didn't even get our Captain Pikachu. But we got this Mew that the surface of this is just trash. Like it's a manufacturing error, not actual damage. It's bizarre. So yeah, that's it. Have fun out there. Pay attention to the news. I know it's a downer. It really is. But the best thing that I know everybody's feeling overwhelmed, but at the same time, like in this environment that we're in right now, knowledge is really, really powerful and is very important. I don't care if all you watch is like the Daily Show, like clips on YouTube. That's at least something. Because this is a wild world that we're living in, and the amount of people who are kissing the ring and kissing the ass is just disappointing and jarring. Because I hope that Americans would have more self-respect and dignity than that. But here we are. All right, sorry to be a downer. But then, you know, until then, actually, let me show you one more thing. I got this on a package. I cut it out because I love the logo of this so much. So I'll leave you on a happy note. This is a logo of a shipping company in Japan. And look at this adorable cat who is carrying a kitten in their mouth, and that is their shipping logo. So let's end it on a high note. Let's be like this cat taking care of this kitten. Whether we're talking about the big scale, like taking care of other humans that aren't Americans, or whether we're talking about being a steed, you know, being a shepherd and helping people, or helping democracy, protecting democracy, or whatever. Like something. Take it as you will. Maybe in the comments, tell me what do you think about this logo? Because I think it's awesome and really cool and powerful at the same time. So, adios. See you later. Be safe out there. Don't make dumb choices, and pay attention and hope that we can get through this. All right, but until then, let's see what happens next.